Hello, collective. Welcome to the Power of Three and another haunted story reading. It's October 2025. I am shaking my head at the decks that are here for this reading. We're going to begin with the Holy Spirit, of course, but so this is it's a haunted story, but it will be based on a truth somewhere from some time. There's an extra deck that we're going to use called the Queen of the Moon. For whatever reason, we're going to be pulled back. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to do this, but a lot of decks to go through here. I'm shaking my head because I don't know. It's just a haunted story reading. I don't have anything to go on except we're using the character oracle for the supporting energy. So here we go. Enjoy your haunted story reading. Take therefore no thought for tomorrow shall take thought for the things of itself. So here's somebody here right off the bat that's just kind of getting into something that maybe is giving them a bad feeling in their gut, but they're just moving forward in faith and, letting the day go out, letting whatever happened that day end and, there's always tomorrow. We'll figure it out tomorrow. It'll be different tomorrow. I also get the sense that this person, our character, is, I swear, anyway, uh, our character is maybe in a new city or town far from where they come from. So the overall energy is coming from the Les Vampire. So let's see what comes out to start this haunted story reading. Reminding you guys to like and subscribe. It's all free. Comment if you would like. What do we get? Nobility, honor, high standards, and idealistic. Um, Describing our main character. That's just kind of, inquisitive, brave, and again, what's described on the cards. So maybe saw something, felt something, and is choosing to brush it off. So whether this is in their new home or just the town itself, but hopefully this helps us. This is the character oracle. So let's see who comes out for supporting energy for our haunted story reading, October 2025. Give us our supporting energy, please. So I don't know if this is going to be describing I don't know who the character. We'll see. Let's see who comes out. Okay. It's hard to say. We got painter. Um, Depict, sublimate, abstraction, form, sensation. So I feel like this could be who is going to be coming into the picture, um, but also describing the feelings that our character is experiencing. Maybe first day, first night in new town, so obviously it would be a new home. I feel like this is one of those things where it's a female, perhaps, that is our noble character, okay? The one that's walking on the beach, the one that's moving in. But she is, what's the word I'm looking for? Intrigued by this painter, who is probably a neighbor or somebody that is seen in town not very often. But people talk about this painter. People tell stories about this painter. Stories in the sense of, nobody can prove things, nobody knows whether they're true or not. And I think that they just kind of stay away. Our character is intrigued by this painter. Mm. So What is going to happen here? This is the Tarot de la Nuit, which I believe is Tarot of the Night in English. So let's see what comes out here for our main spread. They're saying that this is depicting their whether she's seen him, heard about him. Let's see what comes out. Five of Wands. So two people at odds here. Stalemate. I feel like this is the energy around this painter, and it's kind of an unspoken energy to stay away. Okay, let's see what else is going to come out. Tower. So there's a tower moment coming up. We'll see what happens with this tower, but uh, maybe that's the moment that she actually gets to speak to him, try and introduce herself to him. There's another one poking out here. What do we have? Page of Pentacles, right. So this is our main character saying, hello, my name is, blah, 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 blah. Um, I'm here because of this. And I feel like we get a tower moment where our character is very dismissive and rude and basically stay away from me. And I feel like our main character, it makes her that much more curious. Let's see what's at the bottom. Yeah. This is funny. It makes her that much more curious. Okay, the magician is here. So she's like, what the heck is this guy's problem? Right? What is this guy hiding? Why doesn't this guy, like, I know he's a painter, I know he's an artist, but that doesn't give him the right to be so rude. Okay, this is the energy that our character's in. So to clarify, we're using the Netflix Stranger Things tarot. So this tower moment, I feel like, is one of those. I feel like there's kind of like a ghostly energy that kind of gave her the shivers in her place, and then uh, this tower moment of meeting up with this painter for the first time, and now she's even more intrigued to dig into more about him. Let's see what comes out. Five of Wands. Yeah, the Eight of Swords. See, she's like all up in her head now about it and maybe wants to get a group of friends to kind of creep around this guy's place and see what they can find out, which might be end up being a very bad move. One other one poking out here for the Two of Cups under the tower. So our character might have a significant other that helps her either try to distract her from this painter because her significant other might be saying, what is your problem with this person? And I just think it's her personality that, you know, why do people have to be weird like that? There's always, in our character's mind, there's always a reason why they are that way. And she's just can't help herself. Five of Swords, see, an argument, fights, because of the disruption in her mind with this Eight of Swords. She can't let it go. The rumors that she's heard in the brief time she's been there, and then meeting up with him, kind of confirming those rumors. Three of Pentacles. Uh, three people collaborating, I feel, um, agreeing to kind of do their due diligence on this painter to find out what he's hiding or why doesn't want anybody around. Why is it so creepy around him? So this is the I see why this Queen of the Moon is here now. We're going to circle back to the top. This is the supernatural join the hunt. See? So I feel now that this is going to be touching in on her and our main character and her possible significant other because he might be the second and then there's a friend. And together they, nobody wants to creep around this guy's place where they know they're not welcome alone. So, let's see what comes out with the nobility and painter. King of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is the painter. He does care, but not about people. Uh, Eight of Swords under the Five of Wands. This Five of Wands could also be kind of a double message because they're saying that because this happened with, where it kind of put her in a mood where she's got to find out now, it's also caused a Five of Wands with her Two of Cups. But he's still there. Let's see what comes out with this Eight of Swords under the Five of Wands. What is this? It's dark in here. This is the Three of Wands. Suicide. Suicide. So basically, that's what she's doing to herself, her friends, and her relationship by digging into this painter and his private life, his, space, wanting to find out somebody's uh, going to get hurt. And it's basically suicide in the sense of their realities as they know it. Because once this painter, I suspect, might be onto them, well, they maybe barked up the wrong tree, you know what I mean? Because we don't know really what we're dealing with there, but he's got the King of Cups is pretty dark, so um, let's see what comes out with the Two of Cups under the Tower. I feel like the Tower moment between her significant other might have been her really kicking up a stink to get him to go along with her to look into this painter guy because of the feelings that she picked up on and the way he was with her. Ace of Blades or Ace of Swords. Yeah, like she's after the truth about this guy because rumors have fueled it and now her own encounter, she wants the truth. You know how some people are just like that. Basically, that's what this is. It's just who our main character is. Just inquisitive, nosy, goes on, her gut feeling of a bad feeling about somebody and that, maybe she feels like she needs to find out in case there's things that people need to know or something, you know what I mean? There's danger. Like this is her mindset. The Five of Swords under the Page of Pentacles. Justice. Right. And part of it is her ego saying, you're not going to talk to me like that. Like she was very, when she met this guy, and introduced herself. She was very, she feels she's attractive. She showed him her best foot forward side there. Um, and it just got, with this Five of Swords, it just kind of got, you know, shut right down. And she's not going to admit it, and I'm sure her significant other knows. But it's, like, it's not against the law to be dismissive with somebody when you don't know them and you don't want to know them. But in her mind, there was no need of that. So she's after the truth. And in her mind, when she finds out everything she feels she needs to know, then justice will be served. Bottom of this deck, yeah, it's the Ace of Wands, Ace of Bones. And behind that, see, the Chariot. So they're planning on, you know, driving there, hiding the car, sneaking in somehow to figure out what he's up to, is basically, I guess, how our character will put it. So let's circle back here now and see. We're going to put a little more on this with the Queen of the Moon. So let's get one on the nobility, the painter, and the King of Cups. Growth. You see, what this is telling me is, like I say, ever since she might have even been hoping to bump into him because she'd already heard rumors about him. And then when that happened, now it's just like a growth. It's like it's growing within her. Her ego is hurt, and she's too inquisitive of a person to let something like that go. And he's so mysterious. And there's just things about his property, or maybe the way his house looks, or the fact that she never sees any movement there, and blah 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 blah, is just growing and growing and growing. Bottom of the deck, attraction. See? Yeah, like I said, she's kind of obsessed with him now. Like it's like she's intrigued by the mystery around it, and she can't let it go. And she won't let her significant other or the third party, which is probably a friend. Um, yeah, quite the story. Obviously, this is definitely a part two. Or if you would like to see that, please just put PT2 in the comments. Um, and I will get right on that. But if not, we're going to close this out with a miracle now. Thank you for Haunted Story reading for October 2025. Please close this energy part one out anyway safely and leave it possibly open for the part two if anyone wants to hear it. Um, and in the meantime, get some miracle energy on however this is supposed to or meant to turn out. What we get? I measure my success by how much fun I'm having. Okay, so this is perfect description of our main character and why this will continue, because and why it's growing, because she's not having fun. It didn't go the way she wanted. The meeting, introducing herself to the painter, that's the story of the talk of the town, one everybody stays away from. She thought her charm, wit, and beauty would win him over, but it didn't. So there was no success. She's not having fun. And so now the fun is all the creepiness of, you know, creeping in there and sneaking in and looking around and blah, 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 and all the things that they're up to, which we could look into what happens and what they get up to and how it turns out in a part two, if you would like that. In the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you would please just let me know by hitting the like button. Um, it I sometimes see, and there's only been a few, I know I'm just sitting here for three or four people. So hello, but if you could just please at least hit the like button so that I see, oh, I'd only got 4 views, but it's got 4 likes. You know, nobody else would sit down and keep going with these kind of numbers. And it could change like that again, and I could be back up to the numbers that I was at, but I don't really know what's going on. But all I can do is ask. So thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed your haunted story reading. Take care of yourself till I see you again for another one. Bye for now.